Before adding your PDFs to your website, it's a good idea to compress them so they're not quite so large. If we have a look at the Little Suite full score and select it and do a Command and I, you can see that it's nearly 5 megabytes, which is pretty large for a file to upload onto a website. So there's a website called ilovepdf.com and you can compress your PDFs there for free. So if we select the PDF we want to compress and drag it on, and we're going to use the recommended compression, which is already selected, and then click on Compress PDF, and you can see that it's made it 74% smaller, and we're going to save it onto the desktop. I'll select both and do a Command I, which shows us the information for both. And you can see that the original is 4.7 megabytes and the compressed version is 1.2 megabytes, which is a much better size for the website and also for people to download. Now there's no difference in the quality. If we have a look here and scroll down and then look at the compressed version and scroll down, you can see that they're both the same. This is the original and this is the compressed, and you really can't see a difference between them, but it just makes the PDF a lot smaller. Okay, so we're going to add your Little Suite for Brass onto your website. So I'm logged in as you, Howdy Mark it says here on the right hand side, and we're going to go into the dashboard and come down to products and all products, and here you can see a list of all the different products that you've got here. Now one of the easiest ways to add a new product is to copy one that you've already done. So this is a digital download just like Real Groovy here on Clarinet. So I'm going to copy this one and create a new product. So let's click on duplicate, and you can see this is the copy because it's got the name of the original and then in brackets copy. So we're going to select the full name and we'll change this to Little Suite for Brass, and we're going to select the product category, so we can unclick here, which is the digital download that the original one was in, and we're going to click Brass here for ensemble. We'll keep going down. Now we're going to remove the product image and we'll set the new product image. Now I've just got an image here of the front cover, so I'm going to drag that on and I'm going to give it the alt text, same name, so I'm going to call it Little Suite for Brass. I'll set the product image, and there's that now. Now we're going to change the price. This one is £50 and it's a downloadable product, so if it was an actual product you would unclick that, but we want to keep that. We're going to delete the file because we've got the Real Groovy Clarinet in here, so we'll get rid of that by clicking on this X. So we're now going to add the downloadable files into here. Now before we do this, I'm going to add them all into the media library. So let's click on Save Draft. And as we've got so many different parts to add, I think this is going to be the quickest and easiest way to do it. So if we go up on the left hand side to Media and Library, and we want to click on Add New, and it says here you can drop the files to upload. So we're going to go find the full score and drop it on there, and there you can see it's added it as a PDF. We'll go to the parts, and I'm going to do these one at a time just to make sure that they go in okay and in order, because it will be easier for you if you ever need to find any of them in the media library. So we've got number 2, okay, so now we've got the full score and all the parts in our media library. So we'll go back down to products and we'll go to our draft, which is this one here, and we'll click on Edit. and we're going to add our downloadable files. So we'll click on Add File, choose the file, and this is the full score. And we're going to add a new file, choose it, Part 1, add file, choose it, Part 2, choose Part 3, so let's just double check these as there's so many. We've got the full score, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm just hovering above and scrolling to the right. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Great. So that's all the files on there. I'm going to save this draft. Now we've got a paragraph area at the top which is for the description, but this is for the description that goes at the bottom of the products. We're just putting the one on the side. So we're going to come down to this here, product short description. And I'm just going to copy the text that you've got here. So you would copy the text that you want for your description and paste and match style. I'm going to change this to bold. Change that to italic so people can see that it's a quote. And that should be it. Let's save it as a draft and preview. Right, so that's looking pretty good. So let's have a little look here on the inventory. It's downloadable, so it's always in stock. You can add here linked products. I'm going to add Journeys by Trumpet as well. Okay, so I think we can publish this. Let's click publish and we'll view the product. You can see now I added the Journeys by Trumpet on the bottom here. So we want to add in a link to the Soundcloud. So to do this, we're going to click on Edit Product up at the top here. And we're going to put the link after the text. So we're going to go into SoundCloud, find the song that you want, and to pop it into WordPress, you need to click on Share and then Embed. And you can either have it as a square like this with the picture and then the name on, or you can have it like this with the cover and then the music to the side. So we'll choose this one. We're going to copy this WordPress code here. So we're going to go into this box and select the whole lot. You can do that if you just go into the box and then click 3 times. Command and C to copy. And then we need to paste this into the text area. So you can see here on the right hand side you've got visual, which is how it's going to look. And then you've got text, which has got code in. If you see here, you've got strong, which is the code for the bold. So we're going to put this here. So we're just going to Command and V. Click back onto visual. And you can see there it is. That's what it's going to look like. So we'll click on Update. And then up here to view the product. And there it is, so you can click straight away to listen to the piece. Okay, so that's how you add a downloadable product onto your website. As we set up special pages for Journeys by Clarinet and Journeys by Trumpet that have all these different options on. These aren't standard WooCommerce pages. So on the home page, I created links through to them manually rather than using the WooCommerce. So if we want to add your new product, Little Sweet for Brass, as a latest publication onto the front, then we're going to go in and manually add it as opposed to WooCommerce automatically doing it. But I'll show you how to do that and how to quickly edit using Elementor. So Elementor is the builder within WordPress, which makes it really simple to make any changes really quickly to your website. So we're on the home page at the moment. If you notice at the top, you've got Edit with Elementor, and we're going to click on there, which will take us into the edit screen. And you can see on the right hand side, we've got a view of the page. And then on the left hand side, we've got the Elementor screen. And this has got lots of different options for adding inner sections, headings, images, buttons. And whatever you add, you can see automatically on the viewing screen on the right. So if we go down, you'll see each section has a little blue header. If I hover over, you can see it says edit section. So if we clicked on that, that is selecting this whole section with your image and title. If we click on the title, this is just selecting Welcome to Mucky Herbert Music. And you can see, depending on which bit you click on, you have different options in the left-hand side. So anything that you do with this section will change the whole section. Anything you do when you click on here, Welcome to Mucky Herbert Music. If you changed your name, for example, went limited, you could just change that. And you can see it happening as you're typing. We'll take that out for now. But it's great, it's worth having a little play around in here. You've got different pages within the Elementor box, depending on what you can do with. This is a heading. You can see here it's got edit heading. So you have specific things that you can do with a heading that are all here. So you can change the text color. You can change the typography, make it massive. Change the weight. There's so much that you can do. Change the line height. I'm going to come out of here. If you make any changes that you wished you hadn't, you can leave the site without saving any of the changes. So if I click on leave now, it won't have saved any of the changes. Now I'll come out of this. We don't need this block editor. Now this is the edit page. If you come to this page, you can just click on Edit with Elementor. This has basically just got the name of the page, and then if you go down, the content layout and all that sort of thing, but you don't really need that. So we're back in the Elementor edit screen. You can tell that because you've got the Elementor heading on the left here. And again, you can see this is another section. This section has got margins at the top and the bottom. If you click on advanced, you can see where the margins are. So if you wanted to change those, that's where it would be. And it's a 2-column section with text that you can change in this column and then a picture in this column. So you can do all sorts of things with these. You can change the opacity of it. Again, I don't want to make any changes, but I want to show you how these sections come together. And this bottom section here has got it's a 1-column section, and then here within we've got an inner section, and this inner section at the moment has got 2 columns. Now we want to add another column. We're actually just going to duplicate this. So if you right click on the column, you can right click on the section, which will duplicate the section, or you can right click on the column and duplicate that. So now we've got 3 Journeys by Trumpet, Journeys by Clarinet, and now Journeys by Clarinet. So we want to change this picture. So we click on the picture and then we want to choose the image on the left hand side here. So we're going to choose Little Suite for Brass and insert. And because we've duplicated the section, it's automatically kept all of the settings for it. So it's made it the right size that we want. So when we view, it looks nice. Now we want to change where this image goes. So if we click back on the image, you can see there's a link here. And we want it to go to our Little Suite for Brass. So we're going to click on Update and we'll go and find that link. So to go back to the website, you've got the burger menu at the top left here. We're going to click on that. Click on View Page. We'll go and find our publication. That's this one, Little Suite for Brass. And then we're going to select and copy, Command-C, the URL at the top. We'll go back to the home page. Click on Edit with Elementor again. Scroll down. We're going to select the picture and we're going to change this link. So we'll delete that and Command-V copies in, well, pastes in the link. Click on Update. And then we'll go back up here, click on View Page. And you can see here, if we click on Little Suite for Brass, that takes us right through to the shop page for it. Now, the solo instrument and each of these, Journeys by Clarinet and Journeys by Trumpet, these are both Elementors as well. So if you click on Edit with Elementor in here, now you can see this is a normal text box, but this one, if you click on it, is a product grid. So it's got featured products 1 and it's got Journeys by Clarinet, which is this one here. So this is a WooCommerce field. Then that is another text box. This is a inner section with 3 columns. So this first column is text, so if you wanted to change any of those, you would just click in and change the text. This is a link to the audio, and you can find the audio. This is start and stop for Clarinet. So if I clicked on here to replace it, I could go and find, we've got Clarinet, start and stop. And then you would just add it to the widget. So if you wanted to change any of these, that's how you would do it. Edit the audio or replace the audio. And then these third, add to carts, this is a short code. Now this is a little bit more complicated. I've copied this code from the individual pages, the product pages. So I wouldn't play with this one too much. If you wanted any buttons like this added in the future, let me know and I can do it for you. The header and footer, if you wanted to change those, you would go into Edit with Elementor and then click on Header. And you can see this is made up in the same way. This is a picture, that's a text box. And then this one here is the header menu. Now then, I'll just give you a quick run through of the dashboard. As you go down, you've got posts. This is if you wanted to create a blog, which would be a good thing to do. But if you did, then I would set it up so that we'd have a special page for the blogs. Media is where all your uploads go. So you've got all your PDFs in here, all your images, and all your MP3s. If you click on Pages, this is where all the pages are that are on your website. WooCommerce. Now if you go to Orders, you can see any orders that you've got here. These are the 2 test orders that I did. You can create coupons if you want to. Then when you've had some orders, you'll have your customers' details in here. all of your reports. You see you had a big spike on the 6th of June. And then this is where all your WooCommerce settings are. Here you've got options for products. And then these are all your emails. So these are the automatic emails that get sent out for WooCommerce. So if we click on New Order and Manage, this is what's sent to you. But you can see here who's going to receive which email. And then there's a description of what they are. So if we look at processing order, it says your order has been received, thank you. Under products, this is where all your products are. We had a little look in here earlier. Now plugins, this is where all of your plugins are. Now plugins are like apps that you would add to your phone, for example. So these are all the plugins that have been used to build your website. And every now and again they need updating, a bit like they do on your phone as well. And you can see if you go into your dashboard, there'll be a little red circle with any that need updating, and you can also see it up here as well. And this one, Elementor, header, footer and blocks, needs an update. So when you need to update your website, it's a really good idea to back it up first, just in case there's anything goes wrong with it. But the main things that you need to know about in here are your updates, your pages if you want to go in and change any, but you can do that again from the front page too. Your WooCommerce settings, your products, analytics and marketing you might want to have a look at some point, and your plugins. Now then, when you want to update your plugins, it's a good idea to back up first. So you've got a backup facility here, all-in-one WP migration. If you click on that and then click on this green and go export to file, click on download muckyherbertmusic.com. Now I always save a copy just to be on the safe side. Close. You can click on close then when it's downloading. But this also saves a copy in backups. So if you look here, you've got export, import, and then backups. And you can see I've got one from 2 days ago, which we can now delete. And then we've got this one that was created 29 seconds ago. You don't want to create lots and lots of backups. You can delete the previous one or just keep a couple on there if you want to. But it's good to have a backup just in case. So now we can update our plugins. We're going to click on plugins. And any that need updating have this orange colour behind them. But you can also, if you've got lots, you can click on update available and it will just show you the ones that need updating. And then you can click on update now. And then there, it's done. There's a bit of a peculiarity with the GoogleSiteKit and the way it's interacting with WooCommerce, which I've discovered. It's not a problem. Your analytics are still working fine in Google, and WooCommerce is working fine as well. But if you want to have a look at WooCommerce, you can go into your dashboard, you can go into your orders and see them. But if you go into customers, you just get a spinny loading screen. Now this is a problem that quite a few people have had, and I've asked Google to have a look into it to solve the problem. But if you wanted to have a look at your customers on here, all you need to do is come down to plugins, go down to SiteKit by Google, and if you click on deactivate, that just turns off the SiteKit, so you can see you don't have the option here anymore. But if you go into WooCommerce and down to customers, you can see that it opens up straight away. So I just thought I'd let you know that there is a bit of an issue. Hopefully that will change when they update the plugin next. To turn it back on, you just go down to plugins, install plugins, down to SiteKit by Google and click on activate. And you can see it's added it back in here.